Good morning, little hoes. My name is Kristen, and welcome back to my channel. Some of you may remember from a few videos past, I did an unboxing of a grow light, the Mars Hydro Light, and I was very cryptic and mentioned having an experiment in mind, a Planty experiment, and today is the day I start that experiment. Just because I still have to go to work today, I'm probably only going to get a portion of this done, and tomorrow morning, hopefully, the rest of it. But yeah, I wanted to let you in on my secret and show you what I am attempting to grow. Okie dokie, little smokies. This is my surprise. I ordered some packets of Lithops seed online on Etsy. And I will include the link for that store. They have some really good reviews from people who have grown this seed out. They had quite a few unique varieties, which is why I chose this particular company. And so far, I am very happy. They arrived in great condition, albeit very slow. And they were kind enough to send some like little bonus lithops. And I've grown some cactus from seed before. It was just a no-name variety, and it does take a very long time, but I am up for the challenge. I really wanted to do something I've never done before, and growing lithops by seed is definitely one of them. So you will see I have 4 different varieties. I have the Lithops rubra, the Aurea, I am not going to butcher that, so we'll just have it up on screen, and the red top, as well as a bunny ear cactus. And the genre is escaping me at the moment, but it's a really cool little cactus, and I never thought about growing it by seed, and you can see just how freaking minute those things are. So yeah, very happy with this. I do need to get those little babes planted up. I also got some amendments to make my own lithops seed. I've been kind of reading articles about the best soil blend, watching other videos on it, so I'm hopeful that I have that down. They also provided some instructions on how to grow them, as well as a little tiny container of grit. Okay, so here is some of the ingredients I have to make my Lithops soil. And like I said, I did a bunch of research on what blend to use, and there's a lot of varying preferences out there. I did want to shy away from some of the ones that had like a lot of organic matter in them, just because in my experience, if you're growing a plant in more organic matter long term, you can oftentimes get some rot and compaction going on. So I'm going to try and keep it really good drainage and light soil base. And this is my normal houseplant mix, which is a Pro Mix, and it's super light and fluffy. I probably will add maybe a dash of fertilizer, at least when they start to pop up, but lithops in general don't need a whole lot of fertilizer. So this is the base. And I do have like some little seedling trays that these are gonna go into, and I think probably I will need 5 of those. I was debating if I wanted to try and spread the seed out more, but a lot of places recommend just sowing it all in one one variety per container, and then eventually you'll just sort of separate them once they get mature enough. I also was reading up on, is it weird like hearing my voice but not seeing me? I don't know. Maybe it's better that way. But I was doing some reading on where lithops are native to, which is South Africa, and what type of soil they normally grow in. And that's a really great tip for anybody that's, you know, trying to grow a house plant or grow things by seed. Try and see what their native climate is like, and that will help you base how to grow it, what soil to use, and all that goodness. So it turns out a lot of lithops grow in, you know, very gravelly soil, obviously, really good draining. Some of the species grow in quartz or around quartz fields. So hence why I have some aquarium sand here that is white quartz. I'm sure any sand will do. A lot of places online recommended just like a play sand or sand that you can get from a hardware store. I just got this because it was available to me. This is chicken grit. And chicken grit is obviously used if you have a bunch of chickens. It helps to add this to their food to help it break down. This is calcium carbonate, and it is derived from limestone, and a lot of lithops are grown in rather limestony areas. So I'm not sure which of my species is probably grown more in this or not. So I'm just going to use this like a gravel to add some drainage and also give it a little bit of that calcium and liminess. This is pumice, and I don't know, this grit might be a little too intense for little seedlings. I might try and pick out some of the larger stuffs. I might not, but let's get to blending. And I don't have any ratios I'm going off of. I am just going to wing it as I always do and hope it works. I'll probably just go by feel. If it feels gritty and porous enough, I will then stop adding. Okay, the light just turned on, that's fine. This is the soil mixture I concocted, and I am pretty happy with it. It's fairly light, considering how much heavy material is in there. There's a lot of sand and quite a bit of the chicken grit. I didn't go too crazy on the pumice, just because it was kind of difficult to get out some of the largest particles. I may add a little bit more pumice to it, but I'm pretty happy with this overall. Let's hope it works well. And like I said, oh, look at all the dust particles. Holy moly. Breathe deep, kids. Like I said, I will probably be potting these seeds up tomorrow, so I will see you then. Alright guys, as promised, I am back the next day and am going to sow my seeds. So I put my mixture from yesterday in here, and I did write what was what on the side of each container. And as you'll notice, I topped off with a little bit of that quartz sand, just because the soil mixture, once I really soaked it, I soaked it from the bottom of the tray as well as the top just to really saturate it. It sort of floated a bunch of larger debris to the top, so I decided to start with sort of a smooth... Hi, Fred. Did you have to? You did? So guys, there's gonna be a cat butt in the shot too. Whatever, we're gonna roll with it. So I just wanted to start with a tiny top layer to make it easier for the seeds to germinate. Just because I've read it's kind of difficult for the tiny lithops seed to germinate if it's super chunky soil with large rocks. It can just sort of inhibit them, so I wanted to start out with, like I said, this smaller substrate at the top. Plus, maybe the white will make it a little bit easier to see the seeds as they germinate. And they recommended do not bury the seed. Just gonna very gently tap it in here. Okay, so that is the Aurea. This is the bunny ear, so the Monolaria moniliform. Ooh, also super tiny. What the heck is this log doing in here? Big chunk. It probably would have been better if I could sift out some of the potting soil, the big chunks, but ain't nobody got time for that. Alright, sorry about that guys, my phone cut out, so had to go and delete some things to make storage space. I mean, not that this is going to be much different from the others. This is the rubra. This is the one that I think I might be the most excited about for the lithops. This is the Julii Kikushigyayuku? Kishishagikyuku? Kikushagiyuku. Kikishagyuku. I'm so sorry if I am butchering that. And these seeds were rather expensive, but I don't know. I really wanted to try something out. I haven't been buying many plants, especially not mail order, just because it's getting chilly. So I figured this was kind of a cool experiment. Got me playing in the dirt. Yeah, I think those seeds were 10 bucks. Those are my most expensive ones, but they're also rather a rare lithops. So this is the red top lithops. This was the packet that had 20 seeds, the most. So I'm gonna try and split it between 2 containers just because if I do 6 containers in that tray, it fits a little bit more snugly. Okay. I'm not quite sure what these were for. Maybe gently watering and either plucking the seedlings out or rearranging the seeds. Probably would have been better if I opened up all the seeds first, I expect, to find those, but whatever. Also want to mention that I'll probably be doing monthly updates on the lithops, just because it does take probably a minimum of 2 to 3 weeks to see any sort of germination. So I figured, you know, monthly updates would be adequate, plus they're super slow growing, so that will give enough time for something to develop. Try not to use all of these in one go. Alright guys, I am done. I will, as I said, keep you updated. Right now I'm gonna go put those guys on my heat mat. They do like a little bit of that bottom warmth to help germinate, and I also have a humidity dome because the seedlings really do need to stay moist to germinate and get past that germination stage without dying. So cacti seeds are a little different. They do require more moisture and humidity, so I'm just going to try and keep that nice and level, and I think once they mature more into adults, I can then back off the watering. But lithops are apparently very forgiving with overwatering when they are juveniles. So that will be it for today, guys. I will talk to y'all soon. As always, stay safe, healthy, and sane. I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.